Hello, here Patrick House from Boxivo TV. Today my guest is new Australia ASEAN champion Arlene Blencowe. Hello, Arlene.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, thank you.
On July 18, you found Chloe Chaos and won by split decision. How are you feeling after that victory?
Yeah, obviously happy to come away with a win, considering we fought earlier in the year and got a draw. So, yeah, definitely good to get a decision and, yeah, sort of put that rivalry to rest.
hmm You won by split decision, which shows how closely considered the fight was. How would you rate your performance?
Yeah, it's interesting because the one judge obviously gave it. I don't actually personally think it was a split decision, and I actually don't think the first fight was a draw. But yeah, it's obviously what the judges see compared to sort of how we feel in there. But yeah, definitely would have liked to have come away with a more convincing win. But I'll take the split decision, so that's fine.
hmm what was the most difficult moment for you during the fight? Did you have any tough moments, or did you feel in control from the start to finish?
Yeah, I probably didn't get off to the start that I wanted. I probably started a little bit slower, but then I definitely settled into the fight. Um, Obviously I fought Chloe earlier in the year, so she's actually the first southpaw that I've had to box in the ring. So, and then my next opponent that I fought in Belgium actually used to switch stance. So we obviously were training for southpaw and orthodox for that one. So I felt like we had a good game plan. I definitely felt like I executed the game plan a little bit better this time. But yeah, Chloe came with a little bit of a different game plan this time. She was a bit standoffish in the first fight, where she pushed forward a lot in this fight. So I just had to adjust to that. But I felt like I adjusted well and did what I had to do to get the win.
hmm in your opinion, was what was the key to victory?
Definitely keeping on the outside. Obviously, lead foot. I mean, that works with orthodox as well. Just staying on the outside and just for me, boxing, staying on using my footwork, and sort of yeah, getting out of the punches and then capitalising by coming back in. So just using my footwork was probably the key to that victory, and just staying on the outside of a jab. But yeah, just fighting my fight to. I think earlier in the rounds I was sort of getting suckered into her fight. And I remember my corner saying to me, fight your fight, stick to your game, like our game plan. And yeah, I did that and yeah, definitely settled into the rounds.
hmm Let's talk a little about what happened before the fight. Were you happy when you found out who your opponent would be?
Yeah, well, obviously, like I said, because Chloe and I fought earlier in the year and got the draw, we were pretty keen to get the rematch happening. I just had a fight in Belgium for the WBC silver in May, so I've had an extremely busy year this year. So I had to get that out of the way first, and obviously, depending on what happened with that fight, we'll see if this fight with Chloe would go ahead. And yeah, obviously it did go ahead. So we wanted it on. Wanderers promotion here in Australia is doing really, really big things at the moment. So it's a really great show to be on. So it's a great platform for both of us to be on to showcase both of our skill set, but also to put some eyes on female boxing and yeah, get a little bit more recognition that it deserves.
Hmm? The fight was for the Australian ASEAN title. Were you happy to have the
Yes.
opportunity to fight for that belt? What
Yeah,
is extra
definitely. I
motivation for
fought.
you?
Yeah, well, I fought in February and actually won the welterweight Australasian title. So this title was actually for the middleweight title. So my goal now is to go back and fight for the super welterweight and yeah, be a three weight division champion for the Australasian title. So yeah, that's sort of something I've got in my back pocket at the moment.
hmm Let's talk about your fight camp. How did your training camp go? Did everything go according to plan? Did you have any injuries or setbacks?
No, no, we had a great camp. I've literally been in a full time fight camp now since before Christmas because I fought in February, so I was in fight camp, over Christmas period for that fight, and then I was straight back in because then I fought again at the end of April. Then I was back in fight camp because I fought 3 weeks later at the end of May, and then obviously this fight here, July 18th. So I've had pro boxing fights in the space of 6 months. So it's been an extremely busy time. So we've just kept rolling on. So I'm not sure if you're aware of my background. So I've just come back to the boxing scene late last year. I've been focusing on MMA. So before that, obviously MMA striking is very, very different to boxing. So it's taken a little bit to get my footwork and everything sort of back into the boxing world rather than striking like an MMA striker. So for me, obviously we were focusing on each of my opponents, but it was really just more training for me to get my skill set back. So I'm starting to feel really, really comfortable in the boxing ring now. Like I feel like I'm boxing, which is really, really nice. So it'll be exciting, I guess, just to keep building on that and hopefully get back in there really soon.
Mm-hmm. We know that in Australia are many great boxers. Who were your sparring partners in fight camp?
Well, I actually normally I do a lot of traveling around Sydney and spar a lot of the different girls, but it's just too much time. Like, so for example, I used to do a lot of sparring with Kay Scott. She's actually fighting Clarissa Shields in a couple of weeks. So she was probably one of my main sparring partners for a long, long time. We'd spar every week, and we've done a lot of rounds over the last 10 years. But these last couple of camps, I've actually just kept it in-house in our gym, and I've been sparring the young boys, that are still amateurs, but they're absolute weapons, and they're going to have huge careers themselves. But yeah, just keeping it in the gym, so that way I'm not doing so much traveling, so I can obviously focus a lot more on my recovery time. Because I obviously I'm really busy with my PT clients and everything I do outside of the fight world. So it just made a lot more sense just to keep it in the gym where my coach could be, so I could monitor everything and we could really work on my fight plan.
Mm-hmm. Now I would like to ask you about Wanderer Promotions 8, the Rising event. What was your overall impressions of the event?
Extremely professional. I've worked with a lot of promotions over the years. Obviously I've just spent the last decade fighting for Bellator, MMA, and that was one of the biggest promotions, MMA promotions in the world, just under obviously the UFC and that. But so they have everything running like clockwork, and for a boxing promotion that's still so new, Wanderers are doing amazing things. They're very, very professional. They're always in contact with the fighters. They're popping into the gym, checking on them, doing interviews. And even just how the show itself ran, it was like clockwork. We had people walking us out. It was just very, very professional. I've been on a lot of other little local boxing shows, and you're warming up, and next minute they're yelling at you because it's time to go out into the ring and fight. Whereas Wanderers were just, all right, you've got half an hour to fight time this time. Like, everything was very scheduled and very professional. And the other main thing I did like about Wanderers, especially for the people that are up and coming and starting off their boxing careers, they're getting the same respect and time and attention as people that have got, established careers. And that's really, really important for, the new fighters coming through, because everybody deserves that sort of attention, whether or not you're a superstar already or you're up and coming. Like, this is their time to shine, and Wanderers are really giving that to the fighters, and it's good to see.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to fight on one of Ricky Colosimo's event again in the future?
100%, I think. So I fought on his last 3 shows now. So it was September, then I fought in February, and then I fought again, obviously, the last show. But I'm already messaging him saying, like, what's next? So I definitely like to. He's, like you said, he's great to work with. I literally just got a phone from text message, replying to a message from him. So it's even that sort of thing. It's a week and a half since the show, and he's messaging me now. So it's nice. It makes you feel like you're important, not just a fighter on the card that's making him money or whatever. So definitely, I don't know what's next for me. I'm not sure whether or not it's the boxing scene. I don't know if it's me back in the MMA world. I'm not sure. So at the moment, I'm just back in the gym training and just seeing what's next.
Mm-hmm. Is there an opponent you would like to face next?
There is. Obviously, I don't have. I know that the opponents that I want to be facing are obviously chasing world titles and going for bigger things. So I don't really have anything to offer and a reason, I guess, for them to fight me. So I'll just see what comes up. I don't really like calling people out. So I'll just see what opportunities sort of present themselves.
Hmm? I want to ask you about organization MVP. Are you familiar with Most Valuable Promotions? Is singing with MVP one of your goals in boxing?
Of course, I've got obviously Holly Holm. You know, she's signed with them, and that she's one of my close friends, and um, yeah, obviously there is talk, but unfortunately, I guess for me, being an older athlete now, my boxing record isn't the greatest. Just because I've taken some losses, but if you do look at my record, they are world title losses. It's you know, they're big fights, so it's not like I've just lost to you know, nobodies. So. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. I definitely wouldn't turn down the opportunity. You know, I'd get in the ring with anyone.
Hmm. And in the end of our interview, I want to ask you: is there anything you would like to say to your fans who supported you during the fight?
Definitely, I've been doing this for almost 18 years now, so I've been blessed with very loyal fans and supporters that have followed me for a long, long time. You know, and people that have come on board. But I'm just very grateful to have such quality fans. I don't ever get any horrible comments on my posts. Like I've got genuine people that follow me and support me, and it's very heartwarming. Like all the comments and messages I get, everybody that came along to the show. You know, we're living in tough times at the moment. Everyone's struggling financially to, you know, just even make ends meet. So for people to go out and, you know, obviously spend their money to buy tickets, it means a lot. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for my team, my coaches, all my sponsors. It's you know, I obviously just can't say in words how grateful I am for the amazing support I've had for all of these years.
Hmm. Thank you for interview. I wish you good luck in next fights. I wish you achieving the next success. Thank you for interview. Thank you that you find the time for me. My guest
Yep.
was Arlene Blencowe.
Thank you.